Department of Roads Postal Highway Project, Government of Nepal, and National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited of India for project management consultancy services for upgradation improvement of road infrastructure in Tarai area of Nepal. This will be exchanged on the Nepali side by Mr. Dahal and Kamal, Secretary, Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport. On the Indian side, this will be exchanged by Shri Sanjay Mitra, Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. May I invite the Thank you. Thank you. Excellencies, the second and third MOUs pertain to Exim Bank. The first is the first amendatory dollar credit line agreement between Government of Nepal and Exim Bank, and the third is a dollar credit line agreement between Government of Nepal and Exim Bank. I will request from the Nepalese side, Honorable Shri Shankar Das Bairagi, Foreign Secretary, and on the Indian side, Foreign Secretary Dr. S. Jaishankar, to exchange these two agreements. Excellencies, this concludes the exchange of agreement ceremony. I now hand over to my colleague, Shri Vikas Swarup.
We will now have press statements by the two leaders. May I first invite Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modhi, to deliver his press remarks.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Ji, distinguished members of the Nepalese delegation, friends from the media, in the history of our friendship, today is a significant day. On his first visit abroad, after assuming the office, it is a great pleasure for me to welcome Excellency President and members of his delegation in India. Friends, both our societies share deep-rooted historical ties and civilizational linkages. Shared rivers, the open border, timeless people-to-people ties bind our two nations closely. Along with the relationship between our governments, the links between our societies provide depth and character to our partnership. We share our burden during difficult times, just as we celebrate each other's achievements. Indeed, our friends, as immediate neighbors and close friendly nations, peace, stability, and economic prosperity of Nepal is our shared objective. Shanti, Sthirta, or Samruddhi. At every step of Nepal's development journey and economic progress, we have been privileged to be your partner. We also commend the role that you have personally played in strengthening the democratic institutions in Nepal. You have been a catalytic force of peace in Nepal. I am confident that under your wise leadership, Nepal will successfully implement the constitution through inclusive dialogue, accommodating the aspirations of all sections of diverse society. I wish you every success in this endeavor. Friends, in our extensive and productive discussion today, Prime Minister Prakash and I covered the full spectrum of bilateral cooperation. I conveyed to PM Prakash that India stands ready and prepared to strengthen its development partnership with Nepal. And we will do so as per the priorities of the people and government of Nepal. In this context, we have today signed the agreement of line of credit of US 150 million for post-earthquake reconstruction of Nepal. I am confident that it will bring relief to millions of people affected by last year's devastating earthquake in Nepal. India has also agreed to extend additional line of credit for new projects such as Phase 2 of Tarai roads, power transmission lines, substation and polytechnic in Kaski. Friends, Prime Minister Prakash and I recognize that securing our society is essential for achieving our shared objective of development and strong economic growth. We also agree that our security interests are closely aligned and interlinked. Open borders between our two countries provide great opportunities for cooperation and interaction among our people. But we must also continue to guard against elements that seek to misuse the border. Continue close cooperation between our defense and security agencies is therefore important for our growing trade, economic, culture and development partnership and for the well-being of our two peoples. Friends, trade, connectivity in all its dimensions, development projects and mutual investments are key pillars of our partnership with Nepal. India's initiatives are open sky, cross-border power trade, transit routes, cross-border connectivity would directly benefit Nepal and help strengthen our economic partnership. Nepal and India are also closely working on a range of areas of economic engagement, including energy and water resources sectors. Prime Minister Prakash and I agreed to push for speedy and successful implementation of the ongoing hydropower projects and development and operationalization of transmission lines. This would be a source of much needed energy and revenue generation for Nepal. We have also agreed on the need to add depth and vitality to links between our societies. We have agreed to showcase our shared Buddhist heritage and focus on the development of Ayurveda and other traditional systems of medicines. Prime Minister and I have also agreed to focus on close monitoring and time-bound completion of all development projects. Prime Minister and I are confident that our decision today will provide strength to our economic engagement and take it to new heights. Excellency, your visit has been most timely. I am confident that our discussion today would further cement our centuries-old relations and write a new and glorious chapter of our partnership. Once again, Excellency, a very warm welcome to you. I hope you will have a pleasant and fruitful stay in India. Thank you.
I thank Honorable Prime Minister for this statement. May I now invite Right Honorable Pushpa Kamal Dahal, Prime Minister of Nepal, to deliver his press remarks.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Modi ji, distinguished guests and media persons. I thank Prime Minister Modi ji for his kind words. Your words and sentiments mean a lot for me and my country. We have nothing but goodwill to exchange in keeping with excellent tradition of our friendly relations. I have been overwhelmed by the warm welcome and generous hospitality of the government and friendly people of India. I must mention how privileged and honored I have been to stay at the prestigious Rashtrapati Bhavan as state guest of the government of India. I have taken this as a natural reflection of our intimate and extensive relationship. I have stated time and again that the government under my leadership is deeply committed to strengthening relations with neighbors. It is in this vein and I sent a special invite to India in less than 2 weeks after the formation of the government. In less than a month of assuming office, I have embarked on a state visit to India. This is my second visit as Prime Minister, but the context and circumstances of the two visits are vastly different. This morning, immediately after the ceremonial reception at the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan, I visited Rajghat to pay tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, the stall of non-violence and pioneer of liberation movement. Prime Minister Modi ji and I have just concluded extensive discussion on the entire gamut of our relationship. We did that in a trust and understanding. We shared the view that given our deep and extensive relationship, a meaningful partnership between our two countries is crucial to unlock huge potential that we have for our mutual benefits. I am convinced that without economic prosperity, political transformation cannot be sustainable. This fact has become all the more important for my country, which has emerged from war and just accomplished a task of political transformation of historic proportion. We realize that a peaceful, stable, democratic and prosperous Nepal contributes to peace and stability in the neighborhood and beyond. We exchange substantive views of taking concrete steps to elevate our relationship to a new height in all spheres: political, economic, social and cultural. We express our firm determination to forge an enduring partnership for development and prosperity, and in this context had useful exchange on the various projects and programs that have the potential to bring about tangible result to our people. We exchange views on our respective neighborhood first policies and agreed that this common orientation in our policies should lead to a greater and mutually beneficial partnership for 21st century based on trust and open dialogue. I expressed view that trust and confidence are the prerequisites of the strong and sustainable friendly relations, and to ensure this, we should respect each other's sensitivities and concern in a spirit of good neighborliness. We discussed that Nepal and India are friends and bound to remain friends. Our friendship and fraternity stand on the solid foundation of the historical ties of shared culture and civilization linkage on the other hand, and the time-honored principle of consensus and the United Nations Charter on the other. We need to carry further this relation in the changed context of 21st century, which warrants a new perspective as well as frank and open dialogue on our interest and concern. As close neighbors, our destinies are interlinked. I share with Prime Minister Modhi ji how inspired we are by India's growth and prosperity under his strong and bold leadership. We talk happily about the tremendous progress India has made in economic transformation, science, technology, communication, research and innovation. I stated with Modi ji that Nepal is eager to learn from India's success story and forge an enduring partnership for shared economic development. In our discussion, we were extensively focused on agenda of development, growth, trade and connectivity. I emphasized on the need to effectively implement the project we agreed on in time-bound manner. India has provided us generous development cooperation. These resources have been used in vital infrastructure projects, health, education and rural development. We stress on the need of time-bound completion of the ongoing projects by addressing hindrance on the respective sides. We talk about the joint monitoring of the ongoing projects. Key among the ongoing projects are 4 integrated checkposts, 5 cross-border railways and postal roads. Cooperation in energy sector was our focus. Both of us appreciated that signing of power trade agreement 2 years ago was an important achievement in fostering Nepal-India partnership in energy sector. We agreed on the need of early operationalization of the free market provision by reviewing law and regulation. We agreed on the need of early finalizing the DPR of Pancheshwar multipurpose project. Considering the hydropower project in pipeline in Nepal, we discussed about starting work for the development of the second cross-border transmission line connecting Butwal. Nepal is currently facing power crisis and the need of importing power may continue for a short term. We discussed about how India can help us in meeting the short-term power needs in the best possible way. India's cooperation in our infrastructure development has remained significant. I thank Modi ji for providing 3 concessional lines of credit so far. We talked about expediting implementation of projects identified under the 3rd LOC. One of the projects is motorable bridge at Mahakali River. Once realized, the bridge will turn out to be a vital linkage between the 2 countries. We also talked about fresh line of credit to fund for the development of Postal Road Phase 2 and substation of our hydropower. Trade, transit and connectivity were our important agenda. I shared with Prime Minister Modi ji Nepal's concern over growing trade deficit. Currently our import from India is over 10 times higher than export. We agreed on the need to take measures to address such imbalance which cannot be sustainable in long term. Nepal expects support from India's public and private sector in industrialization and growth of trade. We discussed about Nepal's request for additional 3 air entry routes. We have instructed our civil aviation authorities to finalize the matter in the next meeting. Prime Minister Modi ji and I noted with satisfaction that eminent group of persons have started to work. They have been given a broad mandate to assess the overall context of Nepal-India bilateral relations and recommend measures to be taken for better relations, including the way to address outstanding issues. Both of us discussed that control of cross-border crimes and maintaining sanctity of our border and no man's land are mutual security interests of the 2 countries in which greater cooperation and understanding need to be ensured. India is rising in its global stature and it has a visible mark in global arena is the largest successful world democracy. I assured Prime Minister Modi ji that Nepal fully supports India's aspiration for greater roles in international institutions. Last but not least, I also shared with Prime Minister Modi ji that the promulgation of the Constitution last year by the popularly elected Constituent Assembly was a historic achievement for the people of Nepal. You are aware that my government has made serious effort to bring everyone on the board as we enter the phase of implementation of the Constitution in the interest of all segments of Nepalese society. Both of us agreed that exchange of visits at the highest political level should be regular between the two countries. Right Honorable President of Nepal has invited His Excellency the President of India to visit Nepal this year, and I have invited Prime Minister Modi ji to visit Nepal. We eagerly look forward to welcoming both President Pranab ji and Prime Minister Modi ji to Nepal in near future. Thank you.
I thank the two leaders for their statements. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the joint press briefing. Thank you all.